Everyone ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, hi, everyone. Welcome back to the 4th edition of the Pitched Up podcast. I am joined, as every week, by Louis Hartland and Hayden Brooks, and the return of Josh Kingsley after his absence from the last podcast. Josh, how are you?
Yeah, all right, mate. All right.
Glad to be back.
Man?
Yeah, things are just getting busier in the life of cricket club.
Yeah. Been down for a net today, haven't you? You and Louis?
Yeah, don't think I'll be able to move tomorrow. So
How many hoiks to cow was Louis offering?
too many.
I suppose if you're just using the one ball, Josh, once you've lost yours, that's it.
Yeah, once Louis said it on the train.
I nearly train trapped him last week, and he was like, "That's my only ball." He wasn't happy.
Oh,
He got a brand new ball. He brought a brand new ball down, and it's rock hard.
Oh,
So it just went.
King out. King out.
He brought a new seed.
Louis hit a ball that I got a fifer with onto the roof of the Bingham Leisure Centre.
If it's in the slot.
At least you know where it is.
We were having a net and we had no balls, and that was the only one we had. So I said, whatever you do, don't hit it on the roof after about 3 balls.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today's podcast, we've all chosen a T20 International 11, but we could only use one player from each country. We could decide ourselves what the 11 countries were. Like Louis, you've gone with Zimbabwe, Holland, and you've not picked anyone from Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, which is questionable.
To be fair, it just slipped my mind, to be honest. But I just thought of random countries that I could get them up.
But you managed to pick Peter Saylor out of the Netherlands.
No. The Netherlands one, he's actually class.
He's decent. I did think about him, to be fair. A couple of
He
you
is
have got him
class.
in.
No spoilers.
Yeah. So we're going to go through our sides, argue about them for a bit, and then once we've done that, we're going to, as with the last couple of podcasts, play a Would I Lie to You like game at the end, where the 3 of you are going to be lying to me. So I don't know what you've
Well, some
up.
of us will tell the truth.
Well, some of you will be lying, some will be telling the truth. So should we dive straight in with our opening batsman? Kingo, do you want to go first? Who have you got at the top of the order?
Number 1 or number 1 and 2? Both open.
1 and 2.
I've gone Aaron Finch from Australia and Babar Azam from Pakistan.
No arguments from me. I think that's a strong pair.
Yeah.
I've gone with Aaron Finch from Australia and Evan Lewis from the West Indies.
Oh, Evan Lewis. I like that as a shout.
No, I'm not a fan.
Well,
I picked Chris Gale over him.
Online, actually.
Well,
What
I'll let you two say your openers first, and then I'll talk you through my thinking. So, Hayden?
I went with Chris Gale and Virat Kohli as my 2 openers.
Kohli opening.
And Louis?
Yeah.
20. That's fair enough. I've gone for Babar Azam and Alex Hales.
Controversial.
That's very big.
So Evan Lewis, I had Gale in originally, but then wasn't sure if he'd retired or not, so thought I'd err on the side of caution and go with Lewis, who's hit 2 T20 tons in like 30 games, to be fair, averaging like 35 as an opener.
Yeah, but I think he's had a shocker for the past like 2 or 3 years. I feel like
He's been injured quite a lot.
Yeah. He got injured against England on like 90 odd, I swear, or like just past his
Yeah.
And ever since then, I don't think he scored a run.
Well, to be fair, every time I've seen him play, he's done all right.
Yeah, I watched him in the Caribbean T20 thing, and he wasn't very good. So
Louis, can I ask you what your thinking was on Hales?
he's the best, in my opinion, my humble opinion, he's the best T20 player in England.
I agree. Me, Hayden, and Cam were having a chat about this yesterday after we'd filmed the quiz episode, and yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he's just not going to get in the squad, though, is he?
I think the difference of him and Roy is I feel like he can build an innings, whereas Roy just goes after it. Whereas you can sometimes see Hales 20 off 20.
He scored T20 international hundreds. He scored that 99 against West Indies. Hales, what has he scored the last?
That was a true bridge, wasn't it? That 99. I was there.
Yeah, got bowled by Ravi Rampal.
Yeah. Bits in the World Cup, didn't he?
He scored the most runs in T20 cricket over the last 12 months than any batsman in the world. So I would
Really
say
well in
that
the big bash.
I would say it's justified.
Yeah, so would I. We've all got different
it's
England
justified.
players in our team, though. Interestingly,
Oh, okay.
I think Tommy's is Ben Stokes.
shall we move on to 3 and 4? So,
Just-
King, who have you got?
Go for it.
Me and Lou picked Baba Azam. His average is 50.72.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
he's class.
Big
He
time.
He is class.
He might come up again later on.
Who knows?
No, someone's got him laid down, have they?
So, Kingo, who's your 3 and 4?
So mine is Tamim Iqbal from Bangladesh and Quinton de Kock from South Africa.
I like it. He's gone with 4 openers in the top 4. Hot work, Kingo.
Just in case one goes early.
He's thinking
Just
there's
in
going
case
to
you're
be
a couple down early. Just in case there's nibbling.
Mate, in T20 they've got to hit the ball and they're hard hitters at the ball, mate. So there we go.
Very good.
I've gone with Babar Azam at 3, representing Pakistan, and Owen Morgan at 4, representing Ireland.
No, that's a
Oh,
It's a
that is
cop-out.
a dirty
It's a cop-out.
cop-out.
It's
That's the way I've cheated.
That's
Dreadful.
awful.
To be fair, I said to you the rule was they have to be playing and represented
you
this
said
country.
that, but I still think it was a cop out. So
But he's not representing his country.
in Ireland.
He's represented Ireland.
Yeah, but he's not representing anymore.
Yeah,
Represented.
you said.
Oh, wow.
It's enough
You
for
said
me.
current.
The thing is, I make the
Otherwise, I could have
rules.
picked AB de Villiers.
I make the rules so I can do what I like.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sure.
So I've gone with Azam and Morgan. Hayden, who are your 3 and 4?
I've also gone for Azam. And then my number 4, I've gone with Steve Smith.
Oh yeah,
Interesting. Louis?
nice. Virat at 3, and then I've gone Paul Sterling at 4. Big hitter.
Oof.
That's not a bad shout. He scored.
He hits the ball a long way.
I saw him. He scored 100 in the Blast last year. In that was the game that Finch and Roy put on about 170 for the opening partnership. He scored a ton in the first innings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Sterling is here in
bad shout.
dispatches, I think. It was between for me between Sterling and Gale. I mean, I've generally tried to put my team together where they would bat for their team.
Yeah, I think Sterling probably could bat for. He's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was Sterling or Gale because I was having a little bit of a play around with the middle order and all rounders.
Yeah, my middle order's interesting.
Again,
Yeah,
I think
I'd say
Sterling's actually a fair shout if you're looking just to cover off, if you like, that 11th team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, Hayden, is he a 2020 player?
I think with Steve Smith, again, I've tried to pick a team where they kind of bat for where they would do for their own respective teams. And so a couple of names I've got on here, obviously it was Sterling or Gale, and then I ended up going with Kohli opening, but I originally had him down at 4, but then I had Aaron Finch as my opener, but then I changed my mind last minute and pushed them all up the order. I don't know, I think Steve Smith, I think that what I like about Steve Smith is that he can play in all formats of the game. And I wasn't just picking Steve Smith on what he did for Australia. I've seen him a little bit play for Rajasthan Royals, and he gets into their team all the time, and I think he captains them as well. So I think he gets in for me. I think he gets in as the Aussie.
Fair enough. Kingo, your 3 and 4, your 4 openers.
Yeah.
What was the thinking there?
I've looked at stats really and gone.
Statman King.
Who averages 40?
It's Benedict. It's Benedict Kingsley.
To be fair, if they all play to their average, Kingo's scoring a lot of runs.
I've looked there. I've gone experience. Again, Tamim Iqbal scored 1,700 runs.
I'm surprised they didn't go for what's his name? Shakib? Is it no? What's his name? The spinner as well.
Shakib Al-Hasan.
Shakib Al-Hasan.
Again, he might come up later.
And
He's a good one.
I need a wicket keeper. He's had 39 catches and 11 stumping, so he's.
He might feature later, Kingo. He might.
I love it, Kingo. I love it.
Tell him prepared. I've got notes on my phone and everything.
Commentary notes on his phone.
That is commitment to the podcast. That is.
Oh, I love it.
He can come back. We all went for Babar Azam at somewhere in our top 4 though.
Yeah.
Is he number one now? He might be number one now.
He's number
Yeah,
one.
I think he's certified quality, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He averages over 50 in T20 internationals.
They've been talking about that bracket of sort of batsmen in terms of all formats. Like you have your Smith, your Root, your Williamson, your Kohli, and I think you can add Babar Azam into that group. It's a group of 5 now. I think he is class.
Yeah, he's good. Okay, 5 and 6. Kingo, who have you got?
I've gone Owen Morgan for England, not Ireland.
Specialist captain.
Yeah, and then I've gone for my Sri Lankan. I've gone Angelo Matthews.
Don't disagree with that. I've gone with 5 Colin Munro of New Zealand and 6 Quinton de Kock of South Africa. Probably batting a bit low, but Hayden?
I've gone for Josh Butler at 5, and he's my wicket keeper. And then my controversial pick from the Netherlands is Ryan Ten-Doeschate.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Right, I'm changing mine because in mine I completely forgot about Bangladesh. So I'll
Bangladesh.
go.
All the Bangladesh fans watching this.
Ryan Ten-Doeschate from Holland, and then I'm going to go Shakib Al Hassan.
So you did have Brendan Taylor of Zimbabwe.
Yeah, he's the only one I thought of, to be honest. I was trying to think about outrageous nations, but yeah, I think he's a bit better.
So 2 people have gone for Ryan Ten-Doeschate, which seems an interesting pick.
I think I saw his stats. He averages 40.
He's just solid. Whenever I've seen him in the Blacks for Essex, he's been there for years for Essex.
He's won the IPL with the Calcutta Knight Riders as well. He's played in T20 leagues all around the world.
Yeah,
he's just a solid pick from an associate nation.
Yeah,
I think he's the best one that you could. I mean, maybe I'd argue someone I'm going to pick later on, but I think he's the best pick you can get from a non-Test playing nation.
Yeah.
But,
I struggled a lot with New Zealand, to be honest.
That's a dodgy pick, I think. Colin Munro.
He's the only man to score 3 T20 international hundreds.
Yeah, but
he usually opens, but I'd have him coming in at 5, hit it around a bit at the end.
No, I'm not sure.
I'm not as sold on Colin Munro, I must admit. I'm not disputing that he's not a decent player. I try to pick players and to suit maybe different conditions as well. Yeah. Like I would say Colin Munro is as worse a player as spin. I think that, as you can see, and also like almost as bad as Darcy Short. So yeah, I don't think I've got
to be honest. It's one of those where the only time I've seen him bat is when a YouTube videos come up and he's hit 100. So I've never really seen him bat poor.
He was awful in the World Cup.
Yeah. I would have rather have had you pick someone like Neesham or de Grandhomme, really, because de Grandhomme can bat and he can bowl.
Yeah.
Who did Kingo go for?
Kingo went for Owen Morgan.
Matthews 10 years ago. If it was 5 years ago, I would have let you have Matthews, but I think his body's shot to bits now, isn't it?
It is, but
he's definitely getting on a bit. Is he the captain?
No.
No, it's
Karuna Ratna.
Matthews, he had some really good variations when he bowled. So
yeah.
Look, even if he is falling into pieces, which I am at the age of 24, it's I think he's a good one to have in there.
You can't really argue about him all.
No, he's starting to himself. He'd be captain in there as well.
I mean, I cheated to get him in, but to be fair, if I hadn't have had him for Ireland, he'd have definitely still been my England player.
Have you had him?
Not yet. 7.
Ooh.
Kingo?
Number 7, I need to... my number 7 is... And his stats don't do him justice, but...
There we go, his stats don't do him justice.
Is it Tim Bresnan?
We remember when we watched the World Cup final at Marnage, and he really got New Zealand into the game with a good spell. It was Colin de Grandhomme.
Oh, we just named him.
Yeah. His stats don't do it justice, as I say. But he's my number 7.
It's a long ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player, I think, to have at 7. He's in that bracket of like your Moeen Alis and Hardik Pandya, isn't he, of the world, where you can do a bit of both.
Yeah.
Fair play. I've gone with. Where's my team? I've gone with Shakib at 7. Again, probably batting a bit low, but as an all-rounder in a T20 team, I don't think you're going to find anyone better, really. Averages about 20 with the ball. Just solid, especially from a team like Bangladesh. Solid player to have. Hayden?
I've also gone for Shakib. So I probably picked him for his bowling more than his batting.
Yeah, me too.
The fact that he can bat down at 7, sort of lend himself just playing there. I think that's a good spot for him.
Lou?
Well, I think my batting line is quite fluid. So anyone can bat anywhere. So I've kind of done De Kock a bit of a...
Not another opener, is it? You haven't picked another opener.
Well, he bats down there, like, in the test he bats down the order. So I'm sure he could do it in T20s. It'd be fine. So, yeah, but I reckon most of my team could bat 1 to 7.
Who have you picked?
They wanted to. So Quinton De Kock is my number 7.
That's really low for Quinton. That is really low.
Well, he's my keeper as well.
So you're doing this sort of England where anyone from 3 to 8 can come in at any time?
Yeah, so De Kock could, if he fancies it, he could open the baton if he wanted to. And he could bat at 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a Sunday game and we reverse the order, he's batting at, I don't know, 4.
And realistically, he's probably going in ahead of Paul Sturley and Tender Scarter. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
he could bat anywhere.
So 3 of us had De Kock in our sides, but he was batting at 7 in Louis' side, 6 in mine, and who else had him? It's Kingo had him at 4, so bit of a utility man. But yeah, I mean, he keeps wicket as well, which is...
He just didn't quite make it into my team. He is written down again, but again, I tried to pick almost like my bowling attack first. I thought, okay, if I go really heavy up...
You see, I went the other way around, and then I needed a seamer, and I had absolutely no idea where to go.
Yes, so that's exactly it. So I knew if I went really heavy with the bowling, with the batting first, I thought, I know I'm going to be in trouble at the end, so I thought I'd pick a handful of bowlers first and then see where I ended up.
Yeah, there's a lot more batters than bowlers to choose from, I think.
Okay, so what was that? Number 7. Number 8, we've all got the same person. We've all got Rashid Khan.
Yeah. Best T20 bowler in the world, isn't he?
Yeah, statistically.
Yeah.
So
it's a country to tick off. Easy country to tick off.
I mean, coming from Afghanistan.
Maybe Mohammed Nabi. But,
yeah, ranked as the best all-rounder. But yeah, Rashid Khan is different gravy.
Yeah. You don't need to add anything really, do you? And he can throw the bat around a bit at 8 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so
he'll bowl on any deck. He doesn't need to turn the ball. 9,
10, and 11 we'll go through all 3 of. So I'll say all 3 of mine, Kingo, whatever, and then we'll. So Kingo, who are your 3?
I had to pick someone from a poor nation. So George.
What do you mean by poor? Like not good at cricket?
George
they're economically developed.
I thought you said George Axtell. After last week's episode.
Yeah, I've got George Axtell from Bahrain.
Be on there, in fairness. Yeah, George Dockrell. Obviously plays at Somerset, I think, doesn't he? And yeah.
What does he do? Is he a spinner?
Another spin option.
Yeah, left arm spinner.
Again, he might not bowl. He might just be there, a bit like me when I play for Bingham. Just be there for the laugh, really. Then I've got Bumrah from India.
That's a good shout.
And then my number 11 is my inspiration, really, because I got my Sunday celebration inspiration from him. Sheldon Cottrell.
Love it.
That is a good celebration.
It is.
2 spinners. Well, you got 4 seamers, to be fair, so you're not short of bowling options.
And I've got plenty of batting in there. So
yeah, no complaints here, really.
Not bad.
I've got at 9. I've got Chris Jordan. At 10, I've got Jasprit Bumrah, and at 11, I've got Malinga.
Okay.
I originally at 9 had Liam Plunkett. I just really like Liam Plunkett. But then I just thought there's no way I can
think of
Joffre Archer.
I just thought there's no way I can justify picking Liam Plunkett, so I went for Jordan instead.
So you can justify Chris Jordan?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's the second highest leading wicket taker for England in T20 internationals. No. He's currently like the 3rd highest.
I picked Tom Curran over him.
Over Jordan?
Yeah.
Must be having a laugh.
I think he's a good T20 bowler. I'm not convinced that he makes it into the, I don't know, a top 11.
You got, well, especially in England.
I think he's in the top. I think he's in the top 4 or 5 England T20 bowlers, but
I'd say he's England's first choice seam bowler. He's played every T20 in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but the reason why he's picked in the England team is so he can bowl at the death. But you've already picked. Say you got Bumrah,
Malinga,
and Malinga. So you've got Bumrah and Malinga, who's going to bowl at the death. So you probably would have been better off with Plunkett, so you can bowl in the middle overs.
Well, I just wanted Plunkett for his batting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just really like Liam Plunkett. But, yeah, he's not in. I've gone for Jordan.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hayden?
So my 9, 10, 11 is Trent Bolt from New Zealand, left arm option. 10 is Kagiso Rabada, South Africa. And 11 is also Malinga. I try and cover as many bases as I can. So I've got, I don't know, Malinga's variations and his death bowling. Rabada, just quickie.
Gas.
And Bolt, he's my left arm option and can also bowl at the death. Rabada can bowl at the death as well, to be fair. So I think my team's got loads of options in it.
Fair play. Louis?
Yeah. I've gone Start, Trent Bolt, and then O'Shane Thomas.
Oh, left field option there. O'Shane Thomas.
He's gas.
A Stark and Bolt, not a bit similar, maybe?
No, Bolt's skiddy left arm, whereas Stark's tall left arm.
A bit quicker.
So,
I've only got one quick bowler really in my team. You've all gone for a couple. I know Hayden and Louis, you've gone for some quickies. I haven't really got too many rapid. I've got a lot of variations in there, but not too many just pure gas like Malinga and.
I suppose the quicker they come, King,
yeah,
the quicker they go.
Yeah.
So you might be right.
He's going to bowl them out in 2 overs anyway.
Yeah.
Big time.
Right, so those are our teams. Who do we reckon would win if they all played against each other?
Mine.
Babrazam's got to play 4 times.
He's been knackered.
I'm backing my team on a.
No way. No way.
Angelo Matthews, but it's not a chance.
No way. He's not going to make it. You'll be playing with him.
He'll be on a wheelchair.
He'll be doing what was it? He'll be doing one of the McCartneys where you just turn up and not realise where the ground is, and he'll turn around and go.
Very good.
I hope you can watch this podcast.
I think looking at these teams, Hayden's is probably the most well-rounded, or Louis'.
No, T20. I don't.
Louis has got 12 openers in it, Annie.
No, that's King O's.
You've got
top
Smith
7
and
are all opening
Coley,
batsmen.
whereas I wouldn't have 2 non-power hitters.
Yeah, but the reasoning. So with Coley,
Baba's not the biggest hitter.
Right. So
hang on, you're saying Chris Gale's not a power hitter?
No, but he's got 3 players that aren't. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
but then I've also got Butler. So let's say, for instance, so the idea is that you're either going to end up with Azam or Coley batting through the innings. And if they bat through the innings, they'll score a ton. If Gale bats for 10 overs, he's scored a ton. And if any of them get out early, I can either promote Butler or Smith is just going to go in and play the anchor role that one of the others should have done.
Oh, it'd be a good game.
I feel like Hayden's given this a lot more thought than any of us.
Yeah.
All right.
We've just got players that are good. That's the difference.
I've also the only one who's trying to pick players where they actually bat.
I try to an extent, but
you picked Owen Morgan for Ireland, so you have no validity in this argument.
Yeah, but I've got him where he bats.
Who's got Dockrell and Angelo Matthews as his opening bowlers?
Dockrell bats at 3 in the Irish competition. I don't know what he's doing.
He's a 9 in Josh's team.
Don't worry, because
I think
Finch and Babber are going to bat the whole innings.
Me and Hayden put up a good game. That your 2 teams are the ones.
My bowlers could be garbage, but my batters are going to do absolute bits and won't chase it down.
When they're playing against
So Kingo's turning up with 10, because Angelo's ain't turning up. Lordy's cheated and he's completely invalid in any of this. There's only his two. We're going to play each other, Louis. The rest of it is just
if we look at the rules I sent you, Owen Morgan for Ireland is more than a valid pick.
No,
I worded the
shocking
rules specifically so that I could have that.
Shocking behaviour.
I'd love to see a game with these players in these.
Well,
Babarazan's caught on the boundary by Babarazan.
Sim it on Cricket 19.
I'll have to run after and fetch it.
Cricket 19, big time.
Next when we're all allowed within
Within
a metre of each
less
other.
than 2 metres, yeah.
We'll get on Cricket 19 on the Xbox.
We'll have to get on Cricket 19, create the teams, little quadruple tournament going on.
Oh, that would be good. Anyway,
you're laughing when you've only got 4 bowling options as well.
Yeah. Those are our teams. Let us know what yours are. If you disagree, comment below. Send us your sides on social media. And so we'll move on to the next segment of the podcast, the Would I Lie to You? So today you three are going to be trying to fool me. So who wants to go first? Start with as you are on my screen, so we'll go with Kingo.
Oh, thanks. Joyful. So, Lloydie, mine's actually a school match that I played when I was in year 9. I was captain of the team. It shows how.
Okay, that's a lie. Move on.
It's a lie.
It shows how bad the standard was.
No bowler should be a captain.
Yeah. Well, what's Lloydie this year? We'll discuss that
Nothing.
later.
He's a nothing.
Then Stokes to decide.
We were in a knockout competition, Lloyd, and we were playing Chilwell on this horrible park. We needed 2 to win off the last ball. I was batting, hit the ball through mid wicket, got down end, 1 run scored. We went for the second one. Hence, to me, I didn't know my shoelaces were untied, and I went flat on the floor and got run out. So it went to a super over. No, not a super over. Sorry, a bowler, and we lost the bowler. But I hit the stumps.
So you were playing for. I'll take all your stories first, and then ask questions. So you lost the game because you fell over.
Well, I hit the stumps in the bowl off, but
there's more to the story.
We lost the game. As I said, Lloyd.
But you hit the stumps in the bowl off, so that's all that matters.
He was a clearly good captain. He's just clearly shifting the blame of the loss onto the other members of the team.
He fell over his own shoes. It's like, he hit the stumps in the bowl off. That's all that matters.
But the thing is, we lost the game and we got knocked out of the competition, which was a shame.
Okay, Hayden, your story.
My story is that I've played for 7 men's teams.
Louis?
My story is, so I had my photo taken with Stuart Broad when I was about 8. And I got the photo framed. He signed this piece of paper, got it framed and put in a frame. And it's still sat on my bedside table now.
Okay.
12 years on.
I'm going to start with Hayden to give him less time to think of 7 teams as he can. Name them.
Name them?
Name the 7 sides you've played for.
Okay, I'll try and give it you in chronological order as well.
Okay.
So it was Calverton, then Chilwell,
yeah,
then Notts Unity, then Oxton, Gedling, Wotton and Aslockton, and Bingham.
He's written them down, Tommy. Seeing that, he's looking down at his paper. He just thought of 7 random teams.
Say them again.
Calverton, Chilwell, Notts Unity, Oxton, Wotton and Aslockton, and Bingham.
I think there's a bit of alarm with Wotton because you keep stumbling over the name.
Yeah. Struggling to say.
Okay. When did you play for Wotton and Aslockton?
So I played in like a friendly game for them. Oh, I don't know. I reckon I would have been about 14, maybe. It was the first time I've ever opened the batting, and I scored my first.
Way for you.
I scored my first 6 for them.
What?
Tommy got to 20 without it.
Hang on, you've all seen me at one. I'm not having that.
What?
So why were you out playing for Watton as Lockton? That's quite a way out from where you live.
So the reason why I was playing for Watton was because I played for Chilwell on the Saturday and played cricket with a bloke who basically knew the captain for Watton and as Lockton, and they needed players for their Sunday game. So it was me, him, and my brother, as three, went to go and play for them.
Fair play. Okay. When were you playing for Sherwood?
Sherwood wasn't on the list there.
Thought I might catch you out.
Try and catch me out there, Lloyd.
Okay, Kingo. So why were you captaining the side?
Because I was.
That's his first question.
First question.
That's the first question. What school was it for?
Dagford School, Nottingham.
And you were playing against Chilwell?
Chilwell Comp.
Oh, so that was also a school?
Yeah, in Chilwell.
Okay. How many overs was the competition?
2020.
Okay. Was it a midweek game?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
There's no way he's remembering that. 7 years on.
Not under the light, but...
This was his career highlight, by the way.
Yeah, he's captain. He's better than his captain.
He hit the stumps and the bowl off. Don't like that. He hit the stumps.
I don't hit them normally, so it was quite a surprise to hit the stumps.
Okay. And Louis, you got a photo with Stuart Broad, and he signed a bit of paper.
Yeah, he put like good luck,
bit of paper.
Louis, and then signed it.
Love you, Louis.
Yeah.
Well, I know that Stuart Broad has been down at Butfield.
He has.
One can only assume that was where you met him.
That is true.
I shouldn't have said that, because if that's a lie, I've just given you an easy way out. I mean, apart from Kingo's, they're all pretty believable, which is making me think that Kingo's is true. I'm just, at the risk of looking like an idiot, I'm just going to go with what looks obvious and say that Hayden, I don't think 17.
How many teams have you played for in your career, Tommy?
One.
Exactly.
Up the bing. 7's a lot.
It is.
I mean, I know for a fact you've played for Gedling, Chilwell, and obviously Bingham, but you've never said anything about playing for...
That's because he was garbage.
Any of those other teams. So, were any of those teams like Watton House Lockton where you just played for 1 or 2 games?
Yeah, so Watton and Lockton, I reckon I played 1 or 2. And Oxton, I reckon I played 1 or 2.
How old are you? 27?
28.
Mm.
So about 14. I probably started playing cricket when I was 13.
7 teams in 15 years. You're like Mourinho, you stick around for 2 years and then you're off.
Modern day Kyle Lafferty.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say that Louis is telling the truth and Kingo and Hayden are both lying.
I'm lying.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Not bad.
So Hayden's telling the truth.
Yeah.
I almost went for it. 7 teams is a lot.
I played for Calverton when I was in school. Then the reason why I sort of ended up playing for so many teams was that when I was a lot younger, have you ever heard of something called Boys Brigade? It's a little bit like Scouts, that sort of thing. So me and my brother, sort of our family was kind of involved in helping run it in the local church. Like my nonna and granddad did it for a long time. So we would often pop up, and there was a gentleman there who played cricket for Chilwell at the time. So we ended up just casually just sort of meeting him and chatting to him, and I ended up playing some indoor cricket with him. And then we went from, obviously I left school then, so then sort of stopped playing for Calverton, met this person called, he was called Bernard, or Bernie for the sake of this story. He ended up then playing for Chilwell, and then whilst I was at Chilwell playing Saturdays for them, I would either play for their Sunday team, they only had like one Sunday team, or if they had too many players, you'd go and play like a Sunday game for Oxton, who he knew people in, or Watton and Lockton, who he knew people in. Then I left to go and play a season at Notts Unity, because again, a few of the lads who played on Sundays for Chilwell left to go to Notts Unity, played a season there, and then ended up at Gedlin, and then I left both. Chilwell was on a Saturday, Gedlin was on a Sunday, left those, and ended up just playing for Bingham full time.
What brought the transfer to Bingham around? I don't think I've ever asked that.
Cam, wasn't it?
So,
I mean, I'd assume it's something to do with Collins.
Yeah, bits and bobs really. To be fair, the transfer was, so me and obviously Collins had sort of known each other maybe 2 or 3 years prior to that, and we were just obviously chatting about like how cricket seasons had been going on. Now, and so we've got our own obviously mutual friendship group sort of thing, and I was out in Rock City one night with sort of a couple of our mutual friends, and he was out with the Bingham lot. Can't remember exactly who it was. The ones I can remember was Tom Rudman, George Farrell, and Cam. And I remember this had happened now a couple of times that I bumped into them all. And I think the overseas was a Aussie guy. Oh, I forgot his name.
Pete.
Yes, Pete. That's the one.
Pete Jankovic.
Yes. So I again met him. But anyway, so I sort of ended up the night ended when we ended up getting some food, and then he was just like, a couple of them was like, oh, you play cricket, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah. He said, you thought about coming to play for Bingham, and then because I knew I was going to leave Chilwell at the end of that current year, and I was going to go and play for Gedlin, both Saturday and Sunday. But then I thought, do you know what I mean? I'd met 4 or 5 of the lads, and then he says, oh, I'll just come down to a net, and I think I came down to the first net. And then Phil Woodman gave me a signing on form, and that was it. And ended up just signing up.
Good decision.
4 years later. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah.
Never look back.
Never look back, and I never want to look back again. To be fair, I've thoroughly enjoyed the 4 years.
Good. So you've had 14 years at 7 clubs. So you have 14 at Bingham. Kingo, how did your move to Bingham come around? You two joined the same year, I think.
This has got to be Maley, I assume.
Yeah,
something to do with.
Obviously.
So we blame Maley then, yeah.
Yeah, Maley's
yeah, fair enough.
I obviously gave up cricket.
Fair point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's with reason.
Fair enough.
At the age of 16, because I was playing in Plumtree's men's team, not doing an awful lot, just got fed up and couldn't be bothered.
And what do you do now?
Do the same.
Takes worldies at third man, I guess.
Yeah, you know it. And then I started looking for Little Wickets coaching, and Paul said, I was doing a camp with him, and he said, oh, Bingham are training at Trent Bridge tonight, come down. I was obviously showing him how quick I bowled at the break times, and he saw,
you're pure gas.
Yeah. And Paul thought, here's someone I can hit boys.
And yeah, he invited me to the first net session. Loved it, and yeah, never looked back. As H said, it's been two or 3 years, I can't remember, into my third. I think
this would be your 4th year.
Yeah, I think it would be. As I say, I always remember playing with you, King, at certain stages.
2017, I think you both joined.
Yeah. It's amazing. Great club, and we're moving in the right direction, which is
people tend to come and stay. To be fair, when they come to Bingham,
it is. I mean, again, Kingo will probably be able to sort of maybe agree or disagree, but once you play for different clubs, you get a different kind of perspective when you sort of join a new club. And I mean, people like Paul Malar Mason and Phil Woodman initially, they were the initial 2 that I met who were running things a little bit. And yeah, just the initial, like the first impression you get, it was just a great impression, and it just made you want to hang around. And you know what I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the group of lads that you sort of get to play cricket with.
What Paul does really well is he sort of hides people like me and Louis out of the way, so that you're already in the club, and then after a few months, you get to know them. I
I remember my first 6 months into the first 3 months into the season, I played exclusively ones cricket. I think we were still in D, but George Farrell was the captain. I was playing with George and those group of lads. I think I'd met Louis. I think Louis was a bit of sort of coming into his first year in the team.
That was the year that me and Louis started playing in the first team a bit.
Yeah, and I remember I was still playing for Gilling on a Sunday, but I ended up realising that because Bingham were not in the Newark Alliance, I could swap over, and I think Nathan was the captain. So I remember there was a night out, and it was Hayden, come and play for me on a Sunday. I thought, yeah, all right, I'll play on a Sunday. And I remember turning up to a game on a Sunday, and I think this may be the first time I played with you, Lloyd, and we had a couple of boys. Georgie, I think, was playing, but it wasn't so much the team that we had. There was a few faces basically that I'd not seen playing for us before, and again, I think that was the first time I met Alex Woodman as an example as well, and those sort of characters. But then you turn up to a ground. I remember it. There's a proper Sunday league ground. It's basically a hut at the bottom of a hill.
It was
the ground was just on a massive slant.
You'd come from football that morning, hadn't you?
I
remember the game.
Maybe, yeah.
Sunday game. I think it was it. Oh, I'm gonna find out who it was, but I remember the game.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember just looking at this hill and I'm thinking I think obviously at that time I was getting picked as a bowler. I remember thinking I better be running down that because if Nathan makes me run up it, I'll be absolutely fuming. But then I remember running down it and just wanting to fall over every single time I bowled. I think so.
Yeah, so me and Louis, one club men.
Yeah.
Ever going to leave, Louis? I don't think we can make you leave.
I don't have any reason to. Find a reason, then maybe, but
the thing is, the club's going places. I can't think of any reason why anybody would want to leave. And
I played a season. I played a 15 season away, but that was it.
Yeah, that's okay. We didn't have a team, to be fair.
Yeah, we didn't have a team, so I went and played under 15s at Fiskerton Theatre and won the league. So,
well, at least you picked a nice ground to go and play for.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of mates there. Went and played at a nice ground, won the league. You can't argue with it.
Won a game with 6 players. As we found out in one of the other podcasts.
That was the 15 was the start of me scoring runs. I used to bat 11 before that, and then I turned 15.
One of my favourite stories with Louis in it was, I think one of the first time I saw him bat was away at Plumtree at Old Dolby.
Oh yeah.
And I remember we lost a couple of early wickets, and everybody was like, "Louis, just get your eye in." And I think it was 2 balls. I think you put Paul Kelly into a massive field, like it was massive, massive six into the field behind him, and then we ended up winning the game because Tim got out first ball.
Yeah,
of the innings.
Tim got his back cut behind his pad.
And he did.
Played.
It was Croxton Kerrill that Sunday game.
Yeah,
you made 6.
Yeah,
and took 3 for 27 off 8 overs. Not bad.
Bold son.
Did I play?
Played in that game, Lloyd.
Louis, you made 14.
Oh yes, top score.
I was 3 not out. Thank you very much.
What's the average? You're saving your average again?
I bowled 8 overs, 1 for 15.
That's a tight spell.
That's an economy of under 2.
I'm not necessarily sure. It might just be an indictment on the batting rather than the bowling.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember bowling a couple of old guys who were turning down singles for lads on the boundary.
Yeah, turning down singles for deep square leg.
Yeah, so that was good.
Do you have the whole lineup from that game?
I do. So our side was Tim scored 89.
Surprise.
He opened with DT, who scored 0.
Oh, that was it. That was the first time I'd ever met DT.
Nicest guy.
The thing was, I remember I did the nicest man. Again, a really nice man I've met at the club, and first time I met DT, and I remember going out to umpire. Yeah, that was it. Obviously, Nathan was like, "Can I have 2 people to go out and umpire?" Me and Tom Woodman was like, "Yeah, we'll go and do it. Go out and do it." And I remember umpiring. I was watching DT the whole time, going, "If he misses any of these cricket balls here, he is so out. It's unbelievable. Like literally, it couldn't. Because if it hit his pad, he was so in front of them, it couldn't have been missing. It just couldn't have been because he just wouldn't have hit him if it was going to miss.
Alex Rudman was at 3, made 7. Louis at 4, made 14.
It's a flaky batting lineup already.
At 5,
This is
Steve
weird.
Hartland made 0.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
At 6, Jacob Horn made 3. At 7, Nathan Hartland made 8. At 9, Hayden Brooks made 6.
Batting at 9.
Sorry, at 8, you made 6. At 10, Tom
Oh,
Woodman
fair
made
enough.
12.
So Tim scored all our runs.
Yep. At 10,
That's
I
what
made
we've worked
3
out.
not out, and at 11, Georgie made 3.
Battered.
It's a good lineup.
Yeah, so really, Tim scored.
Did we win? Did we win?
We did. We.
It was me and you,
shocking.
Lloyd. Me and you, Lloyd. That
They
put the
got-
wicket to
They
first
got
up.
133 for 5 off 40 overs. Hayden Brooks 3 for 27. Tommy Lloyd 1 for
Decent.
15. Jacob
They scored
Horn 1 for 22.
133 off 40.
I told you I was bowling at a couple of old guys who were genuinely creaming it to the
I don't
boundary.
remember. I don't remember any of my games.
That's one player I missed. It was Jacob Horn.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we've not really had a proper overseas
Yeah.
Yeah.
since then. Again, I know we've had a few through the like
You,
Right,
yeah.
Union,
Naomi, Shandy.
it's not on like those dual things, but yeah, Jacob was class. Really enjoyed his time, and yeah, he was a good friend in the end.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna wrap this up here because we've been going for about 50
Yeah, we
minutes.
could talk forever.
I don't want to bore people too long. So thank you, the three of you, for joining me.
No problem.
As usual, our social media links are in the description. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.